Hey, what's going on, people? Joel here. It's gonna take a little video of the flat earth for you today. Out here near Mountain View Elementary, which is close to Moriarty, New Mexico, United States. And from here you can see a lot of different mountains, and that's the reason I'm taking this video. The mountains that we're seeing out here in the distance, they're about 40 miles away. They're out there near Klein's Corners. You can look up the distance to there. And for those of you who don't know how to calculate how much curvature should be happening on a ball Earth with a circumference of 25,000 miles, it's real simple. You can either just go online and look up an Earth curvature calculator, or you can just use the zetetic approach, which is you just take 8 inches and then you multiply it times the miles between you and the object viewed, and then you square that, so it's 8 inches times miles. Hold on. It's 8 inches times distance in miles squared, and then you just got to divide by 12 to get back to feet because you're measuring in inches. But these mountains are about 40 miles away, and there should be about 600 feet or so of curvature blocking your view of them. But that's not the most surprising thing from here. And I've shown this before, but we'll come out this way. If you look north, you can see the mountains out in Santa Fe, and you can see Santa Fe ski area. Now, I took a video of this from Santa Rosa, and it was 80 miles away, and you shouldn't be able to see it at all. But you can. 80 miles is just absurd. From here, it's probably about 50 miles. But you can see that there's no curvature between here and there. And you can see that that horizon is always rising to eye level. No matter where you look, it's always right there at eye level. There's those mountains out near Klein's Corners. But the most surprising thing, and they're probably going to be kind of hard to see on here, is if you look out this way, you can barely see them there in this video, but you can see the the Sierra Blanca mountain range, and that is 115 miles away from where I'm at right now. That's 115 miles. And you can see them out there. There's no curvature between here and there. And over 115 miles, you're talking about nearly a half a mile of curvature blocking your view. And due to your perspective, things viewed in the distance look small. You see how those mountains look really tiny, like I could smash them? Even these mountain peaks over here in Santa Fe, viewed at such a great distance, they look tiny. So the farther something gets away from you, the harder it's going to be to see. And if there's any curvature, it's going to be blocking something that is shrunken due to your perspective. So when you look out somewhere like this, and this is looking somewhat south of Moriarty, and you see these mountains way, way off out there in the distance, and like I said, they're kind of hard to see in this, but you can see that there's no curvature that's blocking your view. I mean, those mountains are shrunken by 115 miles of distance between here and there, and there just isn't any curvature. No curvature has ever been found anywhere on Earth. You can look up just go to Google and type in Chicago across Lake Michigan, and you can see the entire skyline of Chicago from across Lake Michigan, sometimes as far as 80 miles away, and there's no curvature in that water. There's no way that even the tallest buildings should be even a little bit visible. There we go, and those mountains, they're right out here next to my finger. It's kind of hazy out here, And that haze is that atmospheric density that can actually block out the sunlight when it gets really far away from you. We know that the Earth isn't curving and the sun doesn't get any lower, so when it gets a certain distance from you, it sinks down and it gets smaller due to your perspective, and then it's hidden by that atmosphere and perspective. And we've all seen those videos of curvature from NASA and all those different space agencies, and we know that they're just using a fisheye lens. So what I did is I actually have a fisheye lens here. See if I can get it on here. Hold on. There we go. So they go up there with their fisheye lens and they look down and they take pictures like this and they tell you that it's a ball. And you can do the mathematics. You can see with land formations and things that the curvature in the pictures never match up to how the Earth would be curving if it was a ball. But you see that high altitude footage, and whenever it moves around, you always see that horizon moving around, and that's because they're using a fisheye lens just like this. And you'll see it when when the horizon is in the bottom half of the lens, it actually becomes concave and it becomes convex in the top half of the lens because the lens is actually curved. But whenever whenever the balloon steadies out, it'll be moving around like this and just kind of floating around and everything, and it'll do stuff like that a lot. But whenever it levels out and steadies up, you'll always see that horizon rise to the level of the camera, which it wouldn't be doing. It would be curving away from you, and you'd eventually be able to look down into space. But it always happens just like this. And everyone is always sending me videos with the fisheye lens telling me that it's curvature, but in every one of them, when the horizon is in the middle of that lens, like it is here, it's flat and level and the horizon rises to eye level. And even when it's curved, you still see that horizon rising up. You never see it curve away from you, and you can never look down into space. And that's just the effect of a fisheye lens. And fisheye lenses are cool because they actually give you a 180-degree view. So right now you're actually looking at 180 degrees of flat Earth. You can see my hand, I'll bring it right up here next to my phone. And you're seeing a lot farther than you're normally able to see. So they can be useful, but they add that curvature, and everyone always thinks that that means that they're on a ball. And that doesn't mean you're on a ball. But anyways, I just wanted to make a little video showing these mountains, and particularly the Sierra Blanca mountains that are 115 miles away, and do a little bit of work with this fisheye lens so you guys can know what you're looking at when you see videos that are supposedly taken on the International Space Station or from satellites or anything like that. Even like in airplanes, sometimes they'll use a fisheye lens and they'll be like, oh my god, I saw the curve. No. If their videos prove that the Earth is curved, then that means that this little area out here in between Moriarty and Mountain View is curving like crazy. But we know what they're doing, and once you know what they're doing, it's always easy to tell. So I'm gonna take off this fisheye lens, and just notice how the field of view will change. It'll get a lot narrower, just like that. But I'll zoom in again on these mountains. These ones 115 miles away. You can Google the distance. Having some trouble focusing there. 115 miles away out there. And then we've got 40 miles away, 50 miles away, no curvature, completely level, rising to the eye level as far as you can see. One more time, I'll try to zoom in out there. Seems like it's not really wanting to focus, but it's kind of bright out here, so I can't really see what's what's on the camera. But there's the flat Earth for you folks. Do your research, I'm telling you. The Earth being a sphere that is 25,000 miles in circumference is a mathematical impossibility. And you don't want to be lied to. Look at all the NASA images. All the NASA images of Earth from space that show the whole Earth, or what can be seen of the globe Earth, are all CGI composites, and they'll admit to it. They'll say it's an artist representation, just a fancy way of saying that it's fake. You can see for yourself that you're not on a spinning ball. And I've gotten into other videos on how the Earth does not spin. It's really easy to tell for yourself that you're not moving too. The supersonic ball Earth, if we were spinning, they say that you're spinning around faster than the speed of sound, just in Earth's rotation on its axis, not even counting in the 50,000 miles an hour rotation around the sun, or the 600,000 mile per hour speeds that the Milky Way galaxy is said to be flying through the universe, and the solar system is supposed to be flying around. It's just not possible, people. Do your research, don't be fooled. Until next time, this is Flatlander. Do your research. Be nice to each other. And enjoy your time on the flat Earth, people.